Here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Radhasit Station, we have the Taiwanese Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. He just took down Eba 2-0. It is nice. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Ukrainian Zerg player representing Berserker Esports. It is DIMAGA. I'm catching with the chat. The Bane bus was disgusting. The stasis traps were disgusting. Ah, not like this. Here we go. As we are getting into this, and the reason why I was talking about this map, and we haven't actually seen too much of this map in competitive play, is that this is a very unique map. It's a map with a pocket base. We have a pocket third here available. It is blocked by 2 mineral patches, but it doesn't take too long here to take it. If you wall off here at your natural, you basically have a free full base. On top of that, it's also protected by a double line of minerals and then a triple line of rocks. So these are destructible rocks and of course mineral patches as well that you have to work through. So really solid 3-base setup here. On top of that, the 4th base is very secure to take as well. We do have these 2 choke points, these 2 areas that you do have to wall off. But a Protoss player can set up for the late game far more easier on a map like this. I say Protoss for the late game, but a Terran as well if they were to play mech, or if they wanted to play a more biotank turtle style, you can do so. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy just how congested or just how defensive this map is. I remember I was talking to Vindicta Miguelito because he was one of the judges for TLMC, and he told me that he gave this map a 1. Yeah, there's no Reaper Cliff either. There's no Reaper Cliff into the natural or into the 3rd base. Once you wall off here, again, there's no way to get a Reaper in when it comes to TVPs or even TVTs. I remember Vindicta, he told me he gave this a 1, and it was like, oh, we made it, Papi. Let's go. As we get into our next game, and a shout out to Ranger in the chat, the best player in all of Malaysia. Gracias, Papi. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you've been enjoying the new patch and the new maps as we, of course, are getting into our semifinals here of the Sparkling Tuna Cup, number 37. Cool. You know, back at home was a hatch gas pool opener into a 3rd base. Very standard stuff here out of DIMAGA. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. For those wondering, DIMAGA, he is a player that thrives in the mid game, and this is why I'm also surprised that he didn't veto this map. DIMAGA, he thrives off of 3-base economy. You know, very rarely do we see DIMAGA drone up more than 69. Nice. And he just builds up Lingbane Roach Ravager, and he just is hyper aggressive across the map. And it's designed to break a 3rd base and to deny the 3rd and break the natural even if possible. But on a base like this, it feels almost anti-DIMAGA. I feel like DIMAGA, he's going to have a lot of a much more harder time being aggressive on Radhasit Station. And I'm concerned for him. I'm curious to see what he brings to the table, how he adjusts, if he goes into Muta play, for example. I do think Mutas maybe have a little bit more potential on a map like this, or something else. As for now, ooh, very early Roach Warren here from DIMAGA. Lings, they flood in. The wall is not a wall. The Adept does get surrounded. And the Adept is going to be going down. Probes are forced off the mineral line. It looks like a nice will hold on, will not lose anything, but we'll lose mining time. A lot of lost mining time here at the natural base. Meanwhile, Nice rushing into Skytoss. Makes sense. It was a Stargate opener into a fleet beacon, I imagine into a second Stargate. This is the kind of stuff that I expect to see a lot more frequently on this map because, again, very defensible, easy 3 bases, no reason not to take up and not to rush into carriers. And oh, we're rushing into Tempest. Okay. We're a little bit supply blocked, so a wasted Chrono, but regardless, Tempests are on the way. First Oracle is going to be harassing across the map, and I don't know how DIMAGA can like really punish this. Again, maybe I shouldn't put too much on DIMAGA. It's very possible that, again, this is not live on Europe, so maybe DIMAGA isn't familiar with too many of these maps and isn't familiar with some of the advantages and disadvantages as he's working towards a lair. Again, this early Roach Warren was a safety Roach Warren, and it's not really going to come into play. It wasn't a Twilight Council opener. Nice isn't being aggressive, so again, just a safety roach one here from DIMAGA as he's focusing on droning. Meanwhile, Tempest is on the way. Interesting. Okay, so this is crazy. I assumed it was going to be double Stargate Fleet Beacon into, you know, double Tempest production. But no, it's only one, and now we're going into a Forge and a Twilight Council. He's crazy. He's switching into Ground Toss. He made one Tempest and is going into something completely different. Okay. Mothership Rush. Oh my god. Mothership is on the way. The new and improved Mothership, might I add. It has been changed in the most recent patch. Meanwhile, DIMAGA taking the gold base as his fourth, not the pocket base. Bold move, but you love to see it. And the first Tempest has arrived, the one and only, as it can one-shot drones. Oh, and this is a brutal position. You can use this dead space to your advantage. 5 workers go down. We're getting a 6th as well. As the Tempest backs off. And can even deny this base, actually. Like, how Queens are not going to save this. Queens are not going to get anywhere near this hatchery. As Nice has not scouted. He doesn't know. He doesn't see. Meanwhile, DIMAGA, he's going into a Spire. Little does DIMAGA know that we're getting into Blink Stalkers. Basically, the goal here is that Nice wants to bait DIMAGA to overreact and overcommit into Corruptors. Meanwhile, the Tempest, check, Papi. Nice, he doesn't see the gold. He could have been punishing this, but alas, he has no idea. Getting more drones, 12 workers in total. Oh my god, as DIMAGA is working through these rocks. Oh. So half of them have shared health, question mark? Okay. There, you can select them individually, but it looks like this is weird. Is this intentional? These are individual rocks, but half of them share HP, the other half share the other HP. Okay, I guess that's how it works. Question mark. Is that intentional? I don't know. As the gold base has been found, has been scouted finally by Nice. Meanwhile, Mothership comes in, slow zone the time warp into the mineral line to slow down the mining. Mate, what's happening right now? It's a clown fiesta. We have 11 Corruptors on the way. Thankfully, DIMAGA is investing into his roaches. Roach speed in production. And this Tempest does go down. Corruptors are on the way. Again, Nice. I'm sure he was anticipating this. How many Stalkers does he have? He has a handful of Stalkers. Corruptors are on the way, and they will catch the Mothership. Nice, getting caught completely exposed with his pants down. Minus 250, minus 250. It's not the same. We can't say minus 400 anymore because it's cheaper. Is it 250? Is it 200? I need some confirmation in the chat. Regardless, Mothership goes down. Didn't quite achieve too much. Oh, we're trying to set up a surround here. Corruptors being caught out by the Blink Stalkers. But who has caught who? As yeah, the Stalkers are fine. They're in position. Able to swat away those lings. And these Corruptors, they at least got the Mothership, but this is a little bit dead supply. I say a little bit. There's potential. You can always come in and focus down a gas geyser or focus down a gateway. Maybe even some tech. There's potential. As DIMAGA is transitioning into a hydrogen infestation pit, he's saturating his gold. Focusing on his economy as Nice is pushing out. How much do we have? 22 Blink Stalkers, 5 High Templar, each with a Storm. Oh my god, a wild Blink here on top of the Roaches. Not the best initial fight here from Nice, but he's pushing on forward, trying to pick up whatever he can. A lot of Roaches are falling. These are expensive losses here for DIMAGA. 11 Roaches go down. The goal base looking very exposed. I appreciate that DIMAGA attempted to take this. We'll see if he can actually take advantage of it. The Lings, they get on top of the High Templar, but they will not get them. As Nice blinks on forward, he will take control of this gold. The Roaches, they cannot touch this army. The Hydras cannot touch this army. And DIMAGA has to just give it up. Every single worker is going to be going down. At the same time, the Corruptors are going for a big counterattack. But there's a wall of cannons. 17 drones go down. We may have to recall to deal with those corruptors, as they are going for the Nexus. Oh, never mind, they go straight for the main. They're going for the main base. We have a couple of Stalkers, but is it going to be enough? As Nice is just pushing on through the center towards the third base. And even if Nice loses his main, which he does, it doesn't matter. He has an insane army. Pushing, getting further and further ahead, and just taking down whatever Stalkers, whatever Hydras come out. I said Stalkers by accident. And DIMAGA just doesn't have anything left. GG gets called. Nice will be taking game number 1. GG in a crazy fashion, going Fleet Beacon into Tempest, into Mothership, into +1 Blink Stalkers. Wild. GG, well played. Nice having some fun on Rad Sensation, and yeah, maybe DIMAGA being introduced to this map for the first time. This does feel like a veto for Zerg players, not gonna lie. It's really difficult to punish that third base and to punish the fourth base even as well. So yeah, Nice was able to take full advantage of the map itself, and GG, well played. Nice still take game 1. We'll see if he can keep up that momentum as we're getting ready for game number 2. Here we go. Catching up. So we're getting into game 2. Oh, gotta be on Golden Aura. Welcome, Night Phoenix. Funada Night Phoenix as well, mate. What? Where are you, Papi? Where are you? 2 weeks now. 2 Sparkling Tuna Cups, and we haven't seen Night Phoenix in the tournament. We haven't seen you in the bracket, Papi. Smooch. Oh, as we do have an update, Demi versus Nazin just wrapped up, and Nazin took down Demi 2-1. Moving on to face Miyamika. Really impressive result, actually. Really shocking, really impressive, but yeah, Nazin took down Demi. GG. GG. My condolences to Demi, of course. He's a regular in our tournaments, and I would have pegged him as the favorite player, but yeah. Miyamika, Nazin advances on, and Miyamika, he will have his shot, his chance at facing off against Nazin. But we're getting confirmation in the chat, 300. Okay. Thank you. Oh, and it looks like the wrong map. Okay. Looks like the wrong map. Alright, wrong server. Let's see in the chat. Why you start so early? I wake up 30 minutes ago. Este Night Phoenix. Wake up earlier, Papi. Wake up earlier. Shaking my head. These young kids, these Zoomers sleeping in on the weekend. How dare you sleep in on a Sunday? Shaking my head. Este Night Phoenix. So we're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the Taiwanese Protoss player representing Team Starlight Twinkle, leading the series 1-0. It is Nice. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Ukrainian Zerg player representing Berserker Esports. It is DIMAGA. And I am concerned. I am a little bit concerned because this is another one of those maps where you can defend quite easily here on your 3 bases and even 4 bases. What did DIMAGA veto? I'm shocked, Papi. I'm shocked. I'm concerned. It is going to be a hatch gas pool here from our Zerg player. It's going to be a 15 hatch actually. Love to see it. Oh, sorry. A regular hatch gas pool from DIMAGA. But yeah, we do load into Golden Aura, and this isn't as drastic as the method we just saw, Rat Hits at Station, but regardless, we do have a very narrow entryway here into the natural base. Likewise, we have very narrow choke points here outside the natural, at the third base, and even at the fourth. So I do think that this is another really good map where you can be a little bit greedier as a Protoss player, where you can wall off, and you can be that much more defensive and rush tech-wise into something like Fleet Beacon play, something like Sky Toss. Or even just, you know, play defensively, go tech up even into double Robo Production, into double Colossus on 4 bases. We did see that in KSL a couple of days ago. Yesterday. Yesterday in KSL as, oh, nice, he's going for a double gate opener. Okay, something more aggressive here out of Nice. It is still going to be a gate expand into second gateway. With this, he will be able to get into a faster double adept, into 4 adepts even, just to be that much more aggressive. That much more in the face of DIMAGA. As we get into this. First Cell is on the way, and yeah, again, Nice. He has been kind of flexing a little bit. He's been showing off quite a lot of builds already in this tournament. A lot of different play styles. I mean, I didn't even know what the hell to call last game, right? Where we went Tempest, Mothership into Blink Stalkers. Like, what happened? It was like a fever dream. It's crazy. Regardless, it is going to be a Stargate follow-up. Interesting. Okay. Huh. So, we open up 2 gates. We do get into a Stargate, which means we have delayed double adept here, which does delay this overall. So a really interesting opener here by Nice. Kind of showing one thing but going for another. Thankfully for DIMAGA, he's going into the main. He's going to be scouting the initial tech. He should be seeing the Fleet Beacon. There we go. Should be getting eyes on the Fleet Beacon. Now, DIMAGA's fully aware of what's going on. Meanwhile, our first 2 adepts are going to be moving out across the map. And, oh, we're going for a Void Ray first. Okay, a brutal supply block here, though, from Nice. But regardless, Void Ray first is going to be hunting down the Overlords, is going to be denying scouting. Oh, the adepts are caught out by these Lings. First 2 adepts will be surrounded, will be cleaned up. So nice map control given, provided here to DIMAGA. There's not much to protect this base either. Okay. DIMAGA does need to check the third, and once he does, he can... I mean, there's no warp gate. We can't warp in. We don't have any adepts at all. No Oracle either. We could cancel this third. Again, because of this wonky opener. Nice, he's vulnerable. We have 1 Zealot to defend. And it looks like the Void Ray is going to get here in time. Potentially, if DIMAGA had gotten here a little bit sooner, if he had checked the linear third instead of the triangular third, then maybe he could have made something happen here. But Warp Gate does finish up, and nice, we'll hold on. And there's that Fleet Beacon. Yeah. Again, I do think this is a really good map for this as well. Once again, it's going to be a Fleet Beacon. This time we have a second Stargate, so we have a much more committed Skytoss opener here from Nice. This time it should be a carrier rush. The Oracle dips into the main. Going to be thwarted by DIMAGA, but alas, he does not really know what's going on. Because of the Void Ray first, there are no Overlords. There are no Overlords, there are no Lings, there's no Scout whatsoever here for DIMAGA. He's playing in the dark, and the carriers are on the way. Additional gases are being taken. The other added advantage here, it isn't just that the entryways into these bases are really narrow, so it's easier to defend, but on top of that, these 2 bases are really close together. They're so compact. Not the main, the natural, the third, and the 4th base, so it is relatively easy to like maneuver between the bases, rotate between them as a defending player. And yeah, Nice is just looking to fully wall off here at his third. So then he has to only worry about this one pathway. Oh, good scout. Ling dips in, and the Lings do see the Cyber Core. They see it researching immediately. Spire is thrown down. DIMAGA, he's fully aware of the Sky Toss. He knows what's coming. And now he's preparing. He is preparing back at home. Now, is it too late? Because we already have our first 2 carriers moving out. How many queens do we have? We are up to 7 queens. Additional spore crawlers are on the way. These spores are not going to finish in time. It looks like Nice may force a cancel on this 4th base. But DIMAGA is double expanding. He can afford to cancel. As the queens are pushing on forward, and he's going to try to hold on to this. The spores are about to finish. The rest of the queens are coming in. Yeah, good at transfuses. And DIMAGA is going to be able to hold on. He should be able to hold on. 1 queen does go down. Oof. He's going for another, but again, good transfuses from DIMAGA. Barely does keep the queen alive. And DIMAGA does push this back. Holds on to his 4th, holds on to his 5th base. Spire is done. Corruptors are on the way. Again, really good reaction so far from DIMAGA. And back at home, Nice is going for a ground toss transition. He's building up towards 4 Colossus, yes. Actually, he's getting a 5th and 6th Colossus as well. But to support it, we have +1, Charge, and Archons on the way. Archons are in production. Nice just working towards his own 4th. DIMAGA getting fully saturated. Things are going to be settling down. As I say, they're going to be settling down. DIMAGA, he does have quite a high corruptor count. He's got 15 corruptors. Can he hunt down one of these carriers? He's going to try. Little does he know, though, we're up to 5 carriers already. Here we go, the corruptors. They want to try to push in. Up. They want to carry, but we do pop an overcharge. Carrier will survive. But again, the carriers are being zoned away from the 4th. Big caustic spray and the 4th base. That's a kill, not a cancel. That is a kill on the 4th. Again, good use of the corruptors, good zoning. And Nice, his 4th is going to be heavily delayed. It was just about to finish as well. So a really good start here by DIMAGA. He doesn't just defend against the initial carrier push, but he also denies the 4th base. Keeping it Nice, just pinned back. Keeping his economy in check. Behind this, DIMAGA droning up to 76. Doesn't quite have an infestation bit yet. He's still on lair tech. But the creep is pushing forward. DIMAGA about to max out. He's going to be pushing to storms, so he does have to be careful about that. There are no Archons, though. But there's a lot of stack defense. Can DIMAGA break this position? He is getting ready. The queens are waddling on in. We have plenty of corruptors. The roaches getting ready for a surround. Here we go. DIMAGA looking to collapse on this position. And here we just dive on top of the carriers. The first carrier is going to go down. The base isn't done. We don't have an overcharge. Second carrier falls. Ooh, but we eat the storms. Oh my god. This was not the time for lag. Not the time, Poppy. Oh, rough moment. And that may be why we did stand in the storms. The storms were brutal, by the way, and every single corruptor just went down. Oh, and looks like we're just waiting for the ping to settle. And yeah, I mean, with all these corruptors going down, I'm pretty sure Nice holds. Okay, we're counting back in. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, immediately DIMAGA, he's got to back off. There's no way for him to break this. With the corruptors falling the way that they did, that's it. He cannot deal with these carriers. He got 2 carriers. 2 carriers for 21 corruptors. Oof. That was not a good trade, and suddenly, despite the good start, despite, you know, the 5 base saturation, despite denying the 4th base, suddenly none of that really matters anymore. DIMAGA expending his bank, trying to rebuild his corruptors. Now we have an infestation bit on the way. Now we have a hive on the way. Roaches are trying to go for a counterattack. There's so much pressure on these roaches to get something done. We get a gateway. We get a cannon as well, but the rest of the army does rock up. Yeah, nice. He doesn't just hold on to his 4 bases. He's got a 5th on the way as well. An even base count with the Zerg. Nice up in workers, up in tech. Hive just now begins for DIMAGA, and it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle here for him. I mean, again, DIMAGA, he's up in supply, but that's a little bit misleading. A lot of the supply is inflated because of these roaches. And once again, the corruptors, they try to dive in. We're back up to 21. As DIMAGA tries to counterattack here on the right-hand side, there's stack defenses, cannons, stalkers in position. And Nice will not be broken. He will not be broken. He's looking solid on these 5 bases. DIMAGA still working towards his hive tech, building up his upgrades. He's working on a Hydroden just in case, potentially for lurker tech to support his army. Oh, and he is taking this gold. The gold will help, is what I will say. The gold will help here in recovering and maxing out, of course. But over time, this army from Nice is just getting scarier and scarier. And here we go. Now that Nice is maxed out, it is time to move out on the map. Just mowing his way through all this creep. And can he be stopped? 29 corruptors, no infestors, no vipers, no spellcasters, unfortunately. We don't have a spore forest either, and I feel like Nice, he can just mow his way through. There just is not enough. Bailey's just trying to come from behind, but they will not connect. And Nice barely loses anything. He's going to be losing some carriers here towards the end. 2, 3 carriers go down, but what about the rest of the army? The Stalkers, the Archons, the Void Rays. As Nice is just breaking on through. Takes down the base, busts into the natural. And there's just nothing left from the Zerg. 1 carrier, 2 carriers still remain. We have a Roach army coming out. It's gonna do what it can. But alas, Nice. Again, there's just too much here. GG's gonna get called. Good luck in the next round. And Nice takes the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Now, what I will say is that these 2 maps, Rat-Hesed Station and Golden Aura, I feel like are the best maps to go for like this fast fleet beacon style, to turtle up and rush into Sky Toss. I do think that this is kind of ideal for this playstyle. Other maps not so much. So again, it's not like this is going to be hyper prevalent in the rest of the maps. But Nice, taking full advantage of Golden Aura and having a lot of success with it. GG, well played. Unfortunate ping issues for DIMAGA. It's unfortunate that he had some latency issues, especially when it came to that big engagement with his corruptors. Unfortunately, he did stand in all the storms and everything melted, everything died. Was not ideal, and you know, whether it was because of ping or something else, I'm not too sure. Regardless, was a rough fight to take, and GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Nice for advancing on to the grand finals. Ooh. And we are looking to find out who faces him in said finals. Who's it going to be? As I believe Miyamika is still competing against Nazin, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, it looks like there may be a walkover. I think Miyamaka is not quite available, and if that's the case, then Nazin may just advance on to the semifinals to face off against Honmoto. We are here to find out. Regardless, I think we're going to be going on a short break to try to figure out where exactly we want to go and what we want to cover. Meanwhile, as we did have a lot of new viewers coming in, if you enjoy this tournament, if you want to help support this tournament as well, !Matcherino. We have a Matcherino page. We also have a Patreon as well. Just underneath the bracket, you can see there. Our goal, of course, or how much we spend is 300 USD a month on our tournaments, on events like GPO, Sparkling Tuna Cup, and the Tenacious Turtle Tussle as well. It's all funded through Patreon, but because of our Patreon, at least some of the costs are alleviated. Some of the costs are alleviated by the community, and our goal is to help grow our events, grow our tournaments here, and turn them from bi-weeklies into weeklies, and even just boost up the prize pool as well. Oh. So that is our goal. And yeah, so if you wish, if you enjoy the content, if you want more of it, you can check us out on Patreon. You can have a look at all the goals, the stretch goals that we have, and kind of where we want to take the tournament and how we want to grow it. It's all available if you're interested. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. We're going to be going on a short break. Take this moment to hydrate your hydras, stretch your roaches, tuck in your Tempest, cook your Colossus, massage your Marines, and we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes here for the lower semifinals. See you soon.